What is the best and most simple studio setup? Is it something as fancy as this or just simple? I want to show you just a simple breakdown of what I do in my studio. I want to give you a quick breakdown on what I did to set this up to hopefully maybe just give you some inspiration, and I'll try to give some tips along the way. So I'm going to go ahead and shut this camera off, and I'm going to grab my other one, which is not here. This is where we're going to roll the intro. Here we go. So this is my setup. It's actually a guest bedroom. Excuse the audio is going to be in and out. And this is a light that I will begin to strike. It's a battery operated LED light with a nice soft panel. It's actually a pretty fantastic light, pretty cheap. But here's my main setup. My main setup is a camera, as you can see, is rolling right now. This is a $300 Rode NGT2. That, and there's my phone again. That's directly connecting into this microphone, which you can see as I talk. As soon as it focuses. As I talk, you can see I'm monitoring my audio. And I have this HDMI connected to this. This is a Lilliput. It's like a $150 little monitor, which is fantastic. Got a decent lens. This old tripod is a freaking old tripod, but the reason I use it is because it's got that quick, easy adjustable head. So if I look at a level, it just takes me a quick second, boom, then I'm level again. All these cables that come off, this runs the battery because I don't want to run this thing on a battery, though it can. These go down to here. I bought this little teeny clamp that clips onto here. It pinches this cable that I actually ended up making. This is what they call a brick. I stuff everything in here, so that way all I have to do is just plug that little guy in, and boom, turn it on or plug it in, which is over here on this extension cord right there. I plug it in and we're ready to go. So that's basically my camera setup, and I use this to mount my second camera on when I do the whole talking down to you bit. Now, as far as my lighting setup, it's actually kind of crappy, but let me show you. So I don't have this one on, but this is the type of light that I use. It was a little, I think I got 4 of them for $40. It was a Black Friday sale. But here, let me back out the lens here, so you can really see the setup. And yes, that is a garbage sack that I tore in half and taped to the ceiling to create more of a net, or more of a diffusion, because the lighter the source, the softer the light. If I were to remove that, the light would be a lot harder on my face. Anyway, that runs there, and that's also connected to that one, so I can turn it on if I want to. I just usually don't want that side light. And then those cables connect on over to here, which is plugged into a 3-way here, which controls my accent light. This is a little $150 Lumitech, 150 watt. The bulbs are kind of spendy, so you want to make sure you get good quality bulbs or buy a whole bunch of cheap ones, because I think I've had to replace them twice since I started this YouTube studio about 6 months ago. This on the back wall here, if you haven't seen the movie, link in the description. This is sound absorption panels. The way that I do it, just because I don't really care about the wall, I actually pound just little teeny black nails. Let me find it. That I just got at a hardware store. I just pound in little teeny black nails in order to keep them on. It's not the best, there are much better solutions, but they're far more time consuming. I actually made this clock out of an old fuzz box. I attached old pipe pieces and stuff like that to make these bulbs. On the inside here is actually an old VCR. I took the control panel off of an old VCR and painted it and accented it so it looked like brass and bronze rather than, you know, plastic. And I stuck the $100 bill in there. I don't know why. Down here on this shelf, I usually just keep accessories that I typically need. Those are old law books for some reason. And a Rubik's Cube to keep me entertained. And yes, I can solve a Rubik's Cube. And then, of course, my wonderful, beautiful 425 DVD collection. This is actually only one shelf. All the kids' DVDs downstairs, and there's like 150 down there. So all told is that. And there is a fly running around here. And the reason I have this duvetine here is to create a shadow. If I didn't have this, then light would spill on the back. So when I'm standing here, I want the background actually to be significantly darker than I do. If I were to remove the duvetine, then it would be as light as me in the background, and that creates distance and contrast. So I want to end with just a couple of quick tips. Make sure I can turn this off. Make sure when you create your studio that it's easy to set up and easy to take down. There's nothing that kills motivation more than having to set up all the camera equipment. So if I can just walk in, flip on a light, or plug two things in, my camera, monitor, microphone, and lights are all ready to go with the flip of a switch, I'm a lot more likely to jump in and make some content. So if you're taking your career seriously, I want you to make sure that you make your YouTube studio as easy and as simple as possible. And if you're thinking about making a feature film, I'm going to link to a video right here for you, and I'm also going to link to the next video in that series right here. And don't forget, in the meantime, always be creating.